I'm here with TrxggaTre.
It's good, John.
Um,
Good.
it's my homie. I met him last year, and we've been friends ever since. I've been doing some
How did
master
we
mixing
meet?
and. How did we meet?
I
Oh no,
think
I think you. I think we
I think
met
I
in
was
like the
like
studio.
you were in the studio one day,
Mhm.
and I think you were just leaving out,
Mhm.
and me and my friends were like coming in, and then like you were like, hey, like I need some like artists, like y'all want to work together, and I was like, sure. And then I think we got
That's
like
right.
the like numbers. Yeah.
That's right.
I remember
But yeah, I forgot. I think I asked you for something. I asked you to hop on something.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't remember. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's man. That was like how long ago? Like a year ago?
Wow, back. Wow.
Oh
I
man.
mean, gotta be first semester last year, so.
Bro, we came a long way. Shit, we
Right.
releasing tracks now. That's crazy. You going crazy this year. You
Oh
got
man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You as well. You as well.
thank you, appreciate it. So,
Always,
all
always.
right. I got a couple questions for you. So let me
For
hop
sure.
into your lyrics. So
That's it.
the first question I got up, and this whole thing is just gonna be the first verse. So
I bet.
first
Bet.
question, soon as you sent me the track, by the way, I was ready to drop it. I was like, I'm getting signed. I'm ready. But yo, I'm for real though. Your part was amazing. But
Man, I appreciate that for real.
yeah, for sure, man. But I wanted to kind of get into how you wrote the song. So like, what was your writing process like?
To be honest with you, and I was thinking about this the other day. Whenever you had sent me the beat,
Mhm.
I want to say it was during quarantine. I know that because I was back home or whatever.
Mhm.
But you had sent it to me, and as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh snap! Like this is fire. I mean, pretty much everything that you send me is fire. And trust me, I'm not, for anybody listening, I'm not just saying this because I'm doing the interview with her. For anything this woman sends me, straight heat. But you
That
sent me
means a lot.
the beat. You sent me the beat, and I was like, oh snap! Like this is hard. And usually when I'm writing songs, I try to get at least my first 4 bars down, and then I'm able to like go from there.
Mhm.
But for whatever reason, I couldn't come up with anything, like nothing. And that went on for like a week. And so then I was like, you know what? Let me just put that beat to the side. Maybe I'll come back to it later. Maybe I'll find some inspiration or something. So I had kind of left it alone, and I kind of let it sit for maybe like another like week and a half or so.
Mhm.
And this one morning, I don't know why, got up. Literally, as soon as I got up, in my head, I came up with the first line. That what's the point? So I'm like, okay, hold on. Where did that come from? Like it came out of like nowhere, out of nowhere.
Mhm.
My bad, my
Well,
bad.
that's really dope. I actually did not know. Like, as I was listening to the lyrics, first of all, yo, lyrics, bro, lyricism,
Appreciate it.
100%. Like,
Appreciate
that's that track was like that's probably one of my favorite tracks that I've ever done with somebody. So
it. Oh man, that
that's a
means a
lot.
lot. That
But
means a lot.
yeah, so like, what was so? I know you said you were like in a block, like in a writer's block.
Yeah.
For
So
me,
okay, so I was in a writer's block. Woke up that one morning, and the first line in the song came in my head. What's the point of going for goals if you can't exceed them?
mm-hmm.
That was like the first like line that just came to my mind. So I'm like, okay, boom. Anytime I like get a line, um, even if it's not for a specific song, if I just get a line that I think is cool, I always jot it down in my notes, or I'll voice memo it just so I can listen to it later.
Mm-hmm.
But woke up that morning, came up with that first line. Then I was like, okay. And I was like, what's the point of chasing your dreams if you don't believe them? So like them like first 2 lines was like really was like back to back. And
Mm-hmm.
once I got those two, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I might have finished that first verse, I think that morning. I think that more like as soon as I woke up, before I even brushed my teeth, washed my
Mm-hmm.
face, any of those things.
That's the best. That's where the best music comes from. Before, like when you in your drawers in the
Yeah.
middle of the night, like that.
And
Oh my god, like some of my
still,
best work
still,
was done in the
still had
middle of the
my
night.
do rag on and everything. I
Uh,
was still in the bed, but I wrote that first verse that morning. Like I said, maybe took me 15 minutes, maybe
mm-hmm.
something like that. So yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. So I'm glad we kind of have similar like processes. Like
Yeah,
I be
it,
making beats at the most random times, bro.
hey,
It's the worst. But
it comes at random times, and those be the things that come out the best.
you're right. So that kind of leads me into the next question. Like, what was your inspiration for what you were writing, or while you were writing?
It was really a mixture of stuff that I had went through
Mm-hmm.
in my life, but also a lot of stuff that I had like seen online, and I kind of still see online. It's a lot of people in this world, and like obviously you're able to see the insides and the outs of people's lives through Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, because
Yeah.
post everything and they tweet everything. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of not that hard to get a grasp of a person. But it was really me just thinking, what's the point of doing things if you're not trying to get X out of it,
Mm-hmm.
Like what's the point of going for goals if you're not trying to be the best? What's the point of trying to go do something if you're not trying to be the best? It's like, and obviously it's not for everybody, and I'm not shaming anybody who like doesn't want to do that, but I feel like you know if you want to do something in life, if you want to go after something in life, put your all into it. And if you fail and mess up, hey, at least you can say that you tried, went your hardest,
Mm-hmm.
and did everything you could have done. And it was also a mixture of, because one of the lines in the first verse, um I say, what's the point of love if you don't sacrifice?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people, especially I feel like kids in my generation, who are not willing to sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
at all. Like I don't even want to blame them, because maybe they don't know what that is. Maybe they don't know what that looks
Yeah,
like.
they don't know
And
what that is yet.
I'm not saying that I know what it looks like, but I do see a lot of people, you know, like I said, on social media, talking about their like love life and stuff like that. And it's like, there's gonna be hard points. There's gonna be challenges. There's gonna be hardships throughout a relationship. Uh, Maybe it's a friendship. Maybe it's with a family member. Like, you're gonna have those things, but
Mm-hmm.
you also got to know that if you want to have that love, if you want to have everything that comes with love, you got to be willing to sacrifice, obviously, and that obviously is like both parties. So that was just like one of the things. Was like it was really just me thinking about things that I went on through in life, and seeing what other people go through.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. Well, I mean, you kind of answered my third question. It was like, talking a little bit about the first four bars, but
Yeah.
moving on. So right after that, you say, um, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Tell me what's the point of hustling if you're never scheming.
Yeah.
You got to do certain things
Gotta
to.
have a plan.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta, yeah, yeah, and then tell me what's the point of fighting if you always retreating.
Yep.
And then the second part of the first verse is,
Mhm.
tell me what's the point of love if you don't sacrifice. They say the drugs and the money gonna make you happy, right? That resonated with me because that's so accurate.
Really.
Like, I know, yeah, you know, I've seen like a lot of my producer friends, not gonna name any names, but like, they kind of put those things above, you know, like recording, or
Yeah.
like just working.
Just
And
yeah.
it kind of depletes them. Like it doesn't change anything. You just don't have the energy to create anymore. And I
Yeah.
had to like see that for myself, which kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I
I
mean
mean,
that happens.
yeah. No, trust me. I have people all the time, even like friends, or
Yeah.
people who like don't know me. They'll be like, "Oh, you're a rapper?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "But you don't smoke?" I'm like, Nah. I don't."
Yeah.
And just to clear, I'm not. I have damn near all of my friends smoke, so I'm not saying nothing is wrong with that at all.
Mhm.
But me personally, I just never got into it.
Yeah.
It was like
Plus, you're like an athlete, so it's like
yeah, yeah.
you can't really do it.
Playing basketball, that probably was gonna be a good look for me. But yeah, it was like I had a lot of people like say that to me, and I guess that's what kind of inspired the line was like, you know, since I'm rapping, I have to do what all the other rappers are doing.
Yeah, like you don't have to. I feel like that's what makes certain people unique, not like
Yeah,
following the crowd,
yeah,
not being a lemming, you know, and not
yeah. I mean, I don't have to do that to be a rapper. I can still rap.
exactly like that doesn't. And yeah, that's that bar. But so yeah, then it continues on to, but I never believe him. See your opinions on my life. You can go ahead and keep them, bro. I know like every part of this song because I've listened to it so many times,
Oh,
mixing it. But like I
yeah,
gotta keep it memorized. But um, so that bar right there, see your opinions on my life. You can go ahead and keep them. Have you had like an encounter with somebody trying to like somebody comments on your post like and it's not really
um,
positive? Like, have you had that yet?
comments on my post? Nah, I don't think I'm that big yet. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm
Yeah,
not that big yet. But
same for me.
I have had people like message me, whether it be like through like Snap or like Twitter, or even if they had my like phone number.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had people who like they'll be like, "Oh, Trey, you know, why don't you rap like this artist? You know, why don't you start rapping like this artist? Why don't you start talking like this?" And like I I got it so much to the point where it's like, why do y'all want me to be like them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, 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 kudos to those artists. Like, those artists are rapping about stuff that they've been through. They do. I'm rapping about stuff that I do, that I've
Mm-hmm.
been through. So I can't, I can't really rap like them because I'm not them. I'm me.
Yeah,
So it's
you
like
gotta do you.
that was, yeah. That was kind of the whole point of mine. Was like, man, like I'm appreciative of the feedback, but you can go ahead and keep
You
that.
keep them. Yep. And then right after that is one of my favorite parts. A lot of my friends love that part with
Really,
you and Aja. I take my
yeah.
shoes off. Bro,
I was
everyone
killed
like
that
all
part, by the way.
wait, what'd you say?
I said she killed that part. Killed it. It was
Yo, it's funny when I sent it to her, because I already had like this plan. Like I was gonna, have a certain person. I'm gonna have it this way. Like I had it really planned out. But when she sent me the demo, she sent me just a voice memo with the track playing
yeah,
and just her. And when she sent me it, I was like, okay, we gotta do this. It
crazy.
was funny, yo. What's funny about Aja, and that's literally every time I work with her. Shout out to Aja. I
Shout
love
out to
you,
her. Shout out to
bro,
her.
bro. So when I just asked her to do that part with you. I take my shoes, just that one part and nothing after. But she sent me the recording and I didn't know she was gonna sing after. And
Yeah,
when it was with her on that, I was like, okay, we need to record this. We need to record this.
crazy.
Bro, Aja is the GOAT. She's the GOAT of the Bay Area. So yeah,
Crazy.
shout out to her. But I love that part. But that can you just talk about that part a little bit? Like, I'll take my
Um,
shoes.
to be
It's
honest,
pretty fun. It's pretty
yeah,
fun to be
yeah.
honest.
That's kind of what it was. It was like the lines and the bars were before were kind of like serious, kind of touching on certain subjects, talking about certain things, and then that part, like I felt like it was just like a release, like it
Mm-hmm.
was just us like just chilling. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, pop bottles, she let her hair down, we chilling, we vibing. Like that's what that part kind of was, and kind of a little bit like a little boasting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh,
100%. Like a little
yeah,
celebration.
late popping bottles. It's like, yeah, now you ain't heard it from before. You about to hear it now. So it
Mm-hmm.
was just kind of like a little like boasting too. But yeah, that part specifically just like fun.
Mm-hmm. And then like the pre chorus. What's the point of What's the point of getting things if you don't really hear
Yeah,
them? What's the point of hearing things if you don't really see them?
yeah.
Pretty much the same as like the first four
Same
lines.
thing. I do want to talk about where I said tell me what's the point of happiness if you
Mm-hmm.
always seeking validation for some people who don't know what you're thinking. Like
That's so accurate. Like that's so like
very
you.
accurate, very
Mm-hmm.
because I think I don't want people to like take this the wrong way and think I'm just talking about people talking about it. No. I dealt with this. Like when I was younger, like my confidence was shot.
Mm-hmm.
Like shot. Like I was not really confident of myself. I played basketball, obviously when I was younger, and I wasn't always the best person on the team. I wasn't always, you know, getting the most points. And like, I dealt with that for a very long time. And obviously, shout out to my pops and my mom. They obviously helped me through that. Like, it's like, hey, at the end of the day, you are you. You can't keep trying to please other people. You can't try to base your happiness off of what other people do or think. And it took me a little while to like get that through my head. I was, you know, hard headed. But once I kind of like got it, and I, even now I'm still kind of starting to get it. Like life is like night and day. Like it's a whole lot better. And like I really wanted people to like listen to that line, and if they are going through anything, if they are feeling some type of way about themselves, maybe they're not as happy as they want to be. You can't look for happiness outside of yourself. If you're not happy with yourself, it's gonna be tough. So you gotta find the happiness within yourself.
Yeah, 100%. So you kind of answered my next question. I was gonna say, you know, like what perspective you were talking from for that whole verse. Was it just from you to you, or was it like from you to anybody?
Me to my younger self, but also talking to anybody else who it may apply to. I'm not sure. It was more so like me to my younger self and anybody else who, you know.
100%. Yeah, and then after that, that's the chorus. I was freaking killed that though. Yeah, she did. And then, yeah, going into the second verse, this one goes more in depth and like more into detail, which is what I like. Yeah, so it first starts off with a lot of pain in my voice. Tell me, baby, you hear it. A lot of passion when we talk. Tell me, baby, you feel it. Were you talking about anyone specifically in that line? I just had to ask. I just had to.
I put you on the spot. I was. I won't say the person's name, but I was.
Understood. And then yeah, I feel like the energy is. So you're still talking about this person throughout this.
Yeah, pretty much that whole first, yeah. Whole part.
Yeah, and then it goes into more detail. 2017, I was broken with no Band-Aid. So this is you talking about, you know, like your younger self.
So
this
yeah,
is based on a true story.
It is. Again, I won't go into too much detail, but that year, you know, a lot of stuff kind of went down within my family. And it was a lot of emotions just from all sides. You know, coming from my sisters and all that stuff, and just pretty much, you know, anybody in the immediate family. There was a lot of things that were going on during that time, and you know, it was at a point where I did feel broken, and broken more so like I was lost a little bit. I'm gonna lie, I was lost a little bit. So that year definitely was a turning point, I feel like, in my life. Because without, you know, that happening, I don't think I would have been rapping. I don't think me and you would be having this conversation right now. So I think that year definitely like helped kind of like, I guess, shape the future up to now and beyond, whatever. But yeah, it was some stuff going on that year, so I had to, you know, lay it down on paper. Probably, now that I think about it, probably the first time that I even mentioned it in any of my songs, which is crazy. But
yeah, well, I'm glad you can share those things with me and you feel comfortable with, you know, being honest and open on one of my tracks. So that's pretty dope. And then, you know, then it goes into the third floor apartment, sleeping with no bed frame. Back when we got hit with bad news and a hurricane. Is that still in that time period?
Yep. Literally around the same time that it had happened, Hurricane Harvey had hit, and you know, it was all over the news. It was terrible how it hit Houston, but yeah, that was that year.
Yeah. So definitely. Then I'm assuming it's still like that second part is still talking about that, like back when I could barely even drive, but was making drives. Is that true? Like you had to drive sometimes?
I would literally, my mom would send me to the grocery store in her minivan. I was whipping that John.
Were you driving with the license?
No. Okay, no. I had a permit,
Mm-hmm.
but technically you're supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
driving with a parent.
Yeah. Or
She,
somebody older than 18, right? Or
yeah,
21.
basically. But she was, busy because she's a teacher, so she was busy like with her like schoolwork and like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like needed like milk or eggs or something, I'd drive maybe 5-6 minutes up the street to the grocery store,
Mm-hmm.
grab stuff and come back. So technically I
That's
was
cool.
drive when I
Yeah,
could
my
drive.
pops will never, my parents will never let me drive. But
Man,
yeah, that's pretty dope though. And then it goes
yeah,
into back when Mama barely had time but was making time. Little did she know her only son was making up his mind that he wanted more in this life, just a 9 to 5. That's so dope. Like I like how you worded that.
yeah, appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. But did you have any other job like besides rapping?
I didn't get my first job until the second semester of my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
So 2018, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
2019? 2019. So like January, February of 2019,
Mm-hmm.
I worked at Finish Line.
Oh, I could see you doing that. That's pretty like that's yeah. I should have known that, but that's pretty dope.
Needed them discounts.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, and then it goes on. Maybe we could change, or maybe he could change his family life with just a couple rhymes. Maybe he could buy a couple cars. I like this part because the beat cuts out, or not the beat,
Yeah,
but the piano cuts out, the
yeah.
sample cuts out, which is pretty dope. And then I feel like that adds more weight to it. I feel like you wording it like that and me cutting out the
Yeah.
sample. Mm-hmm. And then maybe maybe he could change his whole life for the better. But better only comes if you got yourself together. That's some more like that's
That's
still talking from your perspective, right? Yeah.
yeah. Like you can really only change your life and change, I guess, your outlook on things once
Mm-hmm.
get yourself mentally right. If you're not mentally right, man, it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be tough.
Yeah, for sure. And then it goes into the last couple minutes.
Mhm.
Mentally, I know what I said before, but Shawty is meant to be subliminal. Same person, I'm assuming.
Yes, same
Okay.
person.
All right. Cool. Subliminals is being thrown. One day, if they meant for me, use these songs are meant for me. I don't read no horoscopes. I only read your energy. Um, do you believe in horoscopes? No.
I do and I don't. Like I'm a Virgo,
Mm-hmm.
so it's like
Virgo season.
Virgo season. There you
Mm-hmm.
go. Like I believe obviously everybody has like their like signs and stuff, but there's a lot of people who, in my opinion, now obviously
Mm-hmm.
if you do this and you believe in it, go right
Mm-hmm.
on ahead, not listen to me. But in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, I feel like some people take it just a little bit too far. Like they'll blame like their actions and stuff that they do.
And
Like,
it's
oh,
just
I'm
like
a Taurus or I'm a stag. It's like, what, bro? Like, no, that's just you being messed up.
I'm about to say, like that's nothing. I 100% agree with you. I really don't. I'm not even really into horoscopes. I'm an Aquarius, but it's like you don't. I don't feel like you can judge people off of like what a freaking definition says.
Yeah.
Like you're your own person. And
Yeah.
I've met Virgos that aren't what the definition says. So
Yeah. So like I don't know.
I low key feel like it's just a
like I
mental
said, I
thing.
do and I don't.
Yeah, it's just a mental
Gotta
thing.
has to be.
Mm-hmm. And then this girl obviously must be fine because you said if looks can kill, then baby is a murderer.
Hey,
Searching
she
for the
perfect.
woman of my dreams. Have you heard of her? Same person, I'm assuming.
Same person.
Yep. And then telling all my homies all my goals as he lightened up the joint. He exhaled in ass. My nigga, what's the point?
Yep.
It's pretty dope. So was that like? Is that like true? Like when you sitting with somebody and like they were like this?
all of my homies, they all pretty like cool. Like they not like that. And that line, I was more so talking about somebody else that I know, but I'm not really like close to, like that. And I think there's a lot of times where like I have like conversations with like people, like real like deep like intellectual, like like you can do this in life, you can do this in life, like you can do this, do that. And sometimes people they just they don't want to hear it, and that's completely fine. So that's kind of where that line came from. It was like it was somebody who may be going through something, may not really may not really see the point
Mhm.
in life right now, and so they like, man, what's the point, bro? Like, what you telling me this for?
That's
But
that. I feel like this song was like a refresher. Like I feel like it was, if it reaches the right people, I feel like it's like an eye opener. Like,
and I hope it does. I
yeah,
hope it does. I hope it
yep,
does.
yep.
Really does.
It's growing. This is like I think this is my most streamed song.
Really,
Yeah, like out of everything I dropped, this is like the most streamed one. So
that's crazy.
I'm glad it's reaching a lot of people, which is really
Yeah,
dope.
shout out to the people listening to it. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Indeed. Thank y'all for the streams. Again, shout out to Aja. I'm
Shout
gonna
out.
probably have an interview with her too.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Aja, shout out to you. We miss you.
Yeah.
We miss you. But yeah, that's all the questions I had. Thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you.
Time out of your day. I know you could be doing 1,000 other things, but thank you. I appreciate you.
There's always time for you, Christina. Always.
All right,
Always.
for sure, for sure. Thank you. Thank you.